It is an honor of a lifetime to introduce and bring on the stage my friend, our senator, and the next president of the United
Michelle, you want to say anything?
Wow.
I love you back. You know, we've had kind of a low-key weekend. I don't know how you guys spent it. We had a few things going on. Let me begin by just saying how incredibly grateful Michelle and I and the whole family are to all of you. It is unbelievable just to see the turnout here. Whose choir is that? Is that Salem? Is that the Salem choir right there? I know they turned it out. We got Brother Mix in the house. I see Father Flager in the house. I've got so many friends here from so many walks of life that it is almost impossible for me to name them individually. Obviously, I've got to acknowledge I've got my Trinity in the house. Where are they? My church over here. Love you guys. I know that you had a chance to hear from a couple of people who've been just unbelievable in my life. Emil Jones, who has been a leader and a mentor and a friend for so long. I think you heard from Luis Gutierrez, who is a national leader on making sure that all people have representation. What can I say about Jan Schukowski? She is unbelievable, and we are grateful to her. I had a chance to hear Shavai, who was wonderful in her introduction, and thank you so much for your great work. There she is right there. She was around someone, thank you. And standing right next to her is somebody who is so good that the other side can't find anybody to run against him. They are thinking about bringing Alan Keyes back to Illinois. Because so far nobody's been willing to step up. But I want to tell you a little something about this man who, the moment that I decided to run for the U.S. Senate, was a friend, a colleague, somebody who, in his own humble way in Washington, has as much respect as one of our most eloquent, able legislators and debaters. And so I just want to make sure that everybody understands how much I've relied on his support, his advice, his counsel, the senior senator from the great state of Illinois, Dick Durbin. So listen, we just came back from Iowa, and it was an unbelievable day. A couple of days that we've had. We started in Cedar Rapids and had got somebody from Cedar Rapids here. There you go. And had what I think about 2,300 people show up at a town hall meeting. We went to the town of Waterloo. Got some folks from Waterloo here, and had a couple of thousand people there. We went to Iowa Falls and had a house party, and then drove up to Ames. We got some folks from Ames. All right. Did y'all just follow me here from what's going on? So we go to Ames, and 7,000 people show up at Ames. So Michelle and I are pretty impressed by all this, but we had taken our children with us, and my mother-in-law, and our children's godparents, and our nephew and niece, had a wonderful family around us. And so the girls, as we're doing our stuff, they're drawing and playing with paper dolls, and their cousins are teaching them video games, and at some point, Malia is on the bus as we're driving to one of these places, and somebody asks, I think my mother-in-law says, are you having a good time? And she says, yeah, this is great, this is fun. Why are we here again? Why are we here again? Out of the mouth of babes. But the question is relevant. Why are we here again? Because the truth is that every 4 years we go through the ritual of a presidential contest. Every 4 years we hear speeches about how we're going to do something about health care, how we're going to deal with the energy challenges that we face, and we hear stories about young people who are languishing in schools that aren't teaching them the basic skills they need to compete. We hear about the fact that over the last 4 years we've seen the standing of the United States in the world diminish drastically, and that we fought a war that should have never been authorized. Every 4 years we hear about the fact that the top 1% or 2% or 3% of the population is doing great, productivity is up, corporate profits are up, but for the ordinary worker, they're not seeing their wages going up, they're not seeing their salaries going up. We're seeing folks who are doing all the hard, necessary work to make this society work, cleaning out bedpans and caring for people in hospitals and driving the buses and teaching our children. Somehow they never seem to get the benefits of this global economy. And when people talk about it, they say, what are you complaining about? The economy's never been so good. Every 4 years we hear about the fact that 46 million people lack health insurance. And yet we spend more money on health care than any nation on earth. We've got the worst outcomes in some neighborhoods. Right here in Chicago, we've got a higher infant mortality rate than in some third world countries. Every 4 years we are asking those same questions. And so we look to elections to see if there's any possibility that this time around it's going to be different.